Okay, today's session we're going to look at loss and grief. Remember in the beginning of this year we talked about change, how we come from primary school into secondary school, and we associate changes that happen in our life with loss. And losses can be lots of things. It doesn't have to necessarily be the loss of an actual person through death. We've listed a few things here like friends, people, pets, property, parts of your body. You can also have loss of function, like deafness and blindness, or you can have loss of work. So when people go through losses, they go through what we call a grieving process. And in front of you, there is a poster where we're looking at 4 areas of that grieving process. Our emotions, the physical sensations that can occur in our body, the thoughts that we can have, and our behaviour. So now I'm going to give you a list and see whether you need to add to your poster, okay? With loss and grief, I look at how life changes can create loss in our lives. Not only just the loss of a significant person in your life, but maybe loss of friends when you're coming from primary school into secondary school. We explore all the different losses that can occur. Many kids have suffered a lot of loss from a young age, and they actually quite enjoy the opportunity to be able to talk about it and to recognise that their feelings they're having and their thoughts that they're having are quite normal.
Yeah. So what ones do we have? Lonely, upset, broken-hearted, mad, relieved, moody and frightened. That's all right. Would there be any more?
Did you do lonely? Have we got relieved?
Relieved.
Oh, yep.
Yep.
You've got all of me.
And can't concentrate.
That's mine.
Maybe it was my fault. And if I think it will make it worse. And we've got the extra ones like, why is this happening to me? Life is unfair. And what am I going to do without them? Nervous breakdown would be understanding. Oh, nervous. Oh my god.
I do that.
Would it make it better if I cry? Would it make it better if I talk to someone? Why is it so miserable without so-and-so? Why not me, and why did they have to die?
We might move on to the next activity now. I've got these coping cards and I want you to have a look at these. They're all different ways that people cope, and I want you to look at what is helpful and what is not so helpful, okay? So you need to work out between you where you're going to put the helpful ones and where the unhelpful ones.
What do you think? Do you think that partying with your friends will help?
Yes. Yeah, but depends what kind of party. It's more fun, man.
So let's put them into 2 groups. Alright, put the ones here that we think will help, and the ones here that
Keep and laugh, that will help.
Yeah, run away bad.
Now, teachers are busy people. Developing resources takes time, and just finding them and then actually training people in how to use them. Now, the great benefit of MindMatters was that here was a package with such a wide variety of great resources that teachers were able to connect to very quickly. In fact, we had PD days, professional development days, where staff had a chance to work in groups looking at different parts of the kit, and they would then report back to the broader staff. And the feeling right from the word go was that these resources were easy to get your head around, were easy to use, and were really well pitched at the need that we had identified. One example I could use was the material in the kit to do with dealing with grieving, which is something that teachers have often felt unable or have lacked confidence in terms of addressing this sort of an issue. We would deal with loss of a family member in terms of attending funerals and things on a surprisingly regular basis. And I think these life-changing things that kids have to go through, the school has stayed out of it in the past. Now we stay involved because teachers do feel they know how to exactly what they need to do and how to manage the needs of the kid in that situation. So I remember that one in particular because a number of people were lacking confidence in dealing with this issue. Once they'd gone through the resources, they changed their view totally.
I believe that schools can support Aboriginal students with their loss and grief through working with the Aboriginal education worker. Loss and grief for Aboriginal students is a major part of our culture, and schools need to accept the fact that our children attend funerals, our children, it impacts on their learning, and they need to work closely with all sorts of agencies, health, the health workers, the Aboriginal education workers, and put some support mechanisms in place for those students to move on.